Hey guys, Thomas Jr. here, aka Mustached. I'm here to review the movie Polaroid, which is a camera, or a type of camera anyways. So, uh, this movie features a lady character named Bird. So Bird, eventually comes across this camera, a Polaroid camera, and we see a sort of one of these pre-establishing character shots of these two other characters messing with the camera. One character is sort of then looking for the other, and then the first gets grabbed, and then fate does whatever with the first. So we come across Bird, who's a pretty socially awkward character who ends up having some friends anyway, but they sort of they do their own thing. She always wears a scarf. Later on, we see that she has her own little scars. It doesn't really go into like how she got them at all. I think it's just sort of left to be implied that it was her father? Question mark. So Bird works for an antique shop with some other guy named Taylor, who obviously has a crush on her, but she's totally into some other guy named Connor, this more popular guy. And they are friends with these two other individuals. I forget what their names are. But the two of them, this other couple, invite them to a party, this Halloween party. This is after Bird picks up her Polaroid camera. So they all go to the party, in which eventually, when they are all bundled up, the four of them bundle up with like two other individuals. So now there's 6 in total. They all decide to take a picture. Bird ends up taking the picture with that camera, so they are cursed. So yes, one by one, in order. First was Tyler, the person. She took like a picture of him first, while she was in that shop. And while she's at this party, Tyler gets taken out. The cops end up at that party. They end up like talking to her about like what happened. But she's like, I don't understand what happened. What's happening? My friend is dead. See, this little projector like scene where he gets taken out from after checking out the projector. So after him, we see that the poster comes to life as the host of that party, one of the ladies, who is dressed as a fortune teller, is bumbling around her own home, going, hello. After hearing some noises, she ends up in a separate room, a few separate rooms later, like in a closet-like area, and then she's like turned around, she gets grabbed like that in the poster, and pulled up into the death zone. So now 2 people are dead, and they kind of come into the news of this, and the remaining 4 characters all bundle up at the school, trying to figure out what the heck is going on after some more police work happens. So the previous couple are sort of still arguing with her about what's going on. Bird is starting to feel this presence in the camera, or like in the picture anyway. After some work around that, she sort of gets this inclination that it has something to do with the pictures. And this shadowy figure that she sees, she presents the supporting evidence of this to her friends, quote unquote friends, and her crush as well. Connor happens to join them, and then this other girl that photobombed the picture also joins them. Her other friend. So Bird explains how it might be like involved with the pictures, like, oh, they were both in the picture and then they both got taken out and then I felt this presence or whatever. And then I think his name's like Danny or Devin, I think his name is. Like, he's like, this is stupid, I'm just gonna burn the picture. So he burns the picture from the corner, the left corner. And when it gets to the person on the left, which is one of the females, the fire catches from on the picture to being on her, and everyone's freaking out. And by the way, a lot of them, I think it's 5 of them in total, are in the middle of a school lunch area where there are people surrounding this. They are all seeing this, and this happens more than once in the film, where they're like in this zone where there are so many other people who could be like, huh, something's weird's going on here. But I don't like how it stays exclusive to them. It just doesn't ever fit. Yeah, after the fire passes from one person to the other, Bird gets a clever idea to snuff out the fire of the picture, and she sees, along with her friend, that the picture is restoring itself to its natural state. So now they are both in the belief of something is up with this camera and the picture as well. And the whole burning and that sort of set everyone else up as well to sort of believe Bird at this point. So now the remaining 4 characters are trying to figure out what's going on. Why is this camera doing this? It turns into one of these movies where they do some cliche stuff. They go to a library, which is very cliched in horror movies. And I don't think the whole library part for this particular movie doesn't seem to pay off in any coherent way. Especially seeing how they end up defeating the creature by doing a whole nother separate thing, separate from learning about all the info. But just to get what the info is that they assumed that the picture belonged to this guy who was who had a daughter, and the wife. It was like this family, and these people like intruded on their home. They took the camera. They took pictures of her. They made her I guess take pictures nude. I think that's the implication that they went for there. The wording is obviously a bit different, but essentially that is what it boils down to. And then murder happened to an extent of said characters, and thus they try to essentially hunt down the remaining one of the remaining survivors, the mother character. So Connor's left in the car, and then Bird is checking in in one of these houses, and then she's being chased by the creature, the ghost creature thing. So after she gets these notes to get another clue, she goes back in the car, and she's trying to figure out why it went after her, because she's the one who took the picture. And it turns out that her reflection got caught in this little thing in the window. Her reflection got caught off of some window or whatever. So she was technically also in the picture. This ghost does have some sort of rules on how it operates. I do at least appreciate that the ghost kind of sticks to these rules and never breaks them. So I at least appreciate that much going on for the movie. as lame as it kind of is, but I'll give it that much credit. So yeah, they essentially all sort of team up again, and Daniel, or Devin, sorry, is freaking out more and more. He doesn't want this fate for himself, and at this point they're in this open like cafeteria like zone where there are again a whole bunch of other people, and then he's starting to freak out. And this time he ends up hitting a cop, so he ends up getting arrested. So what he does as he's being swifted away, he takes a picture of himself and he's like, "I'll save you some time. You figure this out quick." But the ghost gets to him as well. So now we're down to 3. So the 3 of them, Bird, Connor, and her friend, are pretty. Oh, and I think there's only one other woman. I think. No, I think it's 3. I lost count. Damn it. Anyway, it doesn't matter as much. It doesn't matter how many people there are left. Nonetheless, it eventually ends up being 3 anyway. So I'll just say, for the sake of simplicity, that it's 3 currently. So the 3 of them are bumbling around, trying to like stop the ghost at this point. Directly, they learn more about the cop. They learned that the cop was the son, or the grandson, or whatever, some sort of relative to that family, or he was associated with at the very most, like being there. So they think he's the one responsible. So when he conveniently ends up there with the 3 of them, Bird ends up taking his picture. The ghost ends up like transferring over to him to take the picture, split the picture in half, which splits him in half, literally. And thus the rest of them freak out and they all go running about. So Bird and her friend end up going in this like room where they turn up the water and they turn up the heat to like make the light off of the heat to like reflect off the monster. So she tells the friend to like stay there in that vicinity as she goes to get Connor, who got separated from her because it was like chasing one of them. I think it was like chasing him specifically at this point. So she's like chasing after her, after his potential crush at this point. Thus, she ends up like taking a picture of herself at some point, so the creature would go after her. So she gets the smart idea to, after some camera bumblings and fumbles, she ends up taking a picture of the monster when it is in clear enough light, and then she proceeds to crumble up the picture eventually, and that causes the creature to crumble as well. But her fingers, at least two of her fingers got caught in the frame, so her 2 of her fingers end up like bending backwards as well. But this was not enough for the creature to be taken out. It definitely slowed this creature ghost thing down, as it's like crawling toward her. She sees that it's still coming, so she takes out a lighter that she conveniently has now, and she lights up the picture, burning up the monster ghost thing, and then slightly singeing her own fingers, because, yeah. So she takes care of that. She takes care of the ghost monster thing. before the cop had died, he explained that it was the father that was responsible, but none of that actually really matters. So she gets out with both Connor and her best friend. They end up leaving. She's like, her friend's like, oh, you should go to the hospital. And then she's like, Bird's like, I gotta take care of something. Throw picture camera into water. End of movie. As she walks off, all cool like. And that was the movie Polaroid. Pretty generic, pretty safe. The rules were consistent at the very most. Hey guys, I'm back after being cut off on another movie review. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, but I wish I could do something about this. I can't. So, anyways, as I was saying, 5 out of 10, halfway decent movie. If you enjoyed this review, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure to check out the links in the description. One will head you over to my Discord server, the other to my Patreon page. Any donations are greatly appreciated. Until next time, everyone, bye-bye.